The Meredith Show was designed to inspire, so I'm very excited to have one of the most fascinating guests I think we'll ever have the honor of having on the program. Joining us today is David Campbell from Chernoff Newman. Hello, David.
Hello.
Does everybody tell you that you're the most fascinating guest that they'll have on the program when you visit?
So far, yes.
Okay.
Of course, this is my first one.
Very cool. Well, we are honored, and it's no secret that you've been in Columbia for a good stint. You did not originally work for Chernoff Newman, and you started your career in banking. Tell us about that.
I did. I was a poor graduate student up in Washington, D.C., going to George Washington, working on my MBA. And so in order to be able to eat, I helped the government shut down insolvent banks and savings and loans during the 80s.
Okay, quick recap. How was that opportunity?
For me, it was great. It helped me pay for graduate school without having any student debt, and also I got to travel all over the country to vast places, Louisiana, Texas, Alaska, California, and help shut down insolvent banks at the time. So it was pretty fascinating. It was very high pressure, and you had 48 hours in which to shut down a bank and turn around and have it reopened by Monday.
My goodness. Okay, so you really enjoy numbers, clearly.
I do.
Is that what opened the door to coming to South Carolina?
Part of that. I spent about 10 years up in D.C. in various capacities with, ended up at Fannie Mae, and then because of that sort of financial background, I ended up coming to Chernoff Silver at the time in Columbia as the Chief Financial Officer.
Tell me what the secret is to success to being the current COO of Chernoff Newman. And for people at home, tell us what Chernoff Newman is to start.
Chernoff Newman is a full-service advertising, public relations, digital firm. We're located here in Columbia, but we also have offices in Charleston as well as Orlando, and we'll also be moving up into Charlotte very soon. And so we do the full range of commercials, digital, websites, crisis communications, the whole gamut of a full-service shop.
Okay, so now that you're here and you're working at this fabulous, huge agency, tell us what it's like a day in the life for David Campbell.
A day in the life is like no other day because every day is different. You could be spending the morning having meetings with a client or with some vendors you're working with, and one phone call will change everything for the rest of the day. So if you're the type of person that likes to have a to-do list and likes to check that off as you go along, that never works because that to-do list is thrown out the window by 9:15.
And you have some exciting clients. If what we can share, let's tell a little bit about that.
Yeah, we've had lots of variety of clients, from very small clients to very large clients. A lot of state clients here. Done a lot of work for the Department of Agriculture here, as well as the Department of Agriculture in the state of Florida. We've worked for dairies. We've worked for companies such as Shoal Oil, Nickelodeon Network. We've worked for a variety of utilities, hospitals, healthcare groups, and so it ranges, banks, all over the place.
You mentioned a lot of business, and recently with many of our guests that we've interviewed, they've talked a little bit about how the economy is coming back. Are you feeling that?
We are seeing it. Usually marketing is the first thing you cut and the last thing you bring back. And so we saw the recession coming early on, about a year before everybody else, and then we're seeing some things come back. It's still about 2 steps forward, 1 step back. People are still they're budgeting quarter to quarter instead of year to year, but we're seeing clients understand that the need to come back and market themselves and brand themselves is pretty important, especially as the economy does get rolling again.
And one thing that people don't know at home is that not every CFO, or in your case COO, which is Chief Operating Officer, for those who don't know the acronym, is very straight-edged. In fact, you have a passion for both barbecue and the ability to marry people. Please tell us about that.
Sure. I am a certified barbecue judge.
Okay, whoa. What is a certified barbecue judge?
It's not a barbecue judge who's insane, but it is someone that's gone through a training, and
Okay.
there are lots of different groups out there. There's a South Carolina Barbecue Association, and Kansas City Barbecue Society, and Memphis Barbecue Network that I'm certified through. But essentially, when you have all these contests of all these barbecue cooks who spend all this money and all this time to go up there and compete, they want to make sure that the people that are judging their product are certified and that aren't on the take by somebody, isn't the mayor's brother-in-law that's going to win. So they go through and you do an all-day seminar class, and you go through some practice judging, and eventually you get certified, and then your scores begin to count.
Okay, that is really unique. I've never met anybody with that ability. But if I were to get married tomorrow, you might be able to rise to the occasion as well?
I can. My nephew, who got married about 2 years ago in South Carolina, had asked me if I could marry him, and I was a notary public, so I was able to legally do it then, but also because of my father was going to be there, and I wanted to make sure that it was on the up and up. I went through and became ordained through a church in California, so that enabled me to sort of perform a religious aspect to the service as well. And since then, I've married 2 other nephews. I'm going to marry a niece, and then also have married several friends as well.
Well, David, as if you didn't have a lot to juggle as it is, you still seem to make time to give back. You serve on more than 7 boards at the moment. Mm-hmm. Tell us about those.
Yeah, I enjoy giving back to my community, and that was part of the fun of moving to Columbia. Was it did give me more of a chance to be part of the community. So I've had the opportunity to be on lots of different boards, anywhere from on the board of trustees at Claflin University to on the board of Historic Columbia to the Ronald McDonald House, and all varieties around here, and the library itself, and so just places that are near and dear to me that I get a chance to get back to. So,
another fun fact that I found quite intriguing is that you've been to guitar camp, and that's not just for children.
Yes, it is. There are lots of middle-aged adults that like to go out there and want to grow up to be rock stars, and so I've been to guitar camp a couple of times because being from Mississippi, I'm a huge blues addict, and so I wanted to learn to play my native music, and so I've done that, and that's one of my midlife crises and big hobbies.
And the advertising that you've been involved with locally, tell us about it. Is that you've been president of the national organization?
Yes, the American Advertising Federation, I'm the immediate past president of, in which last year also our club also got the National Club of the Year, so we were very excited about that, and
wow.
We've got lots of good things going with that, so I try to stay very active in both professional as well as community activities.
You're very busy. It's amazing you have the time to judge the barbecue, certify yourself, and squeeze in a little time to help unite people.
Well,
for
I
forever.
figure one day if I can pull it all together, I'll be like the pig in the pulpit. So,
the pig in the pulpit. What a high note to end our interview on.
Yes.
There is so much more that we could talk about, but if you'd like to contact David here at Chernoff Newman, you're welcome to contact him directly through the website. Thanks so much for tuning in.